If Chris Ballard lets Will Fries walk out of that door, I don't know what I'm going to do. The video that I put out, the amount of fire and vitriol and anger that will be sent Chris Ballard's way will be ungodly.
At your game, do you have a sense for kind of like why they were so into you, why they felt like you were like a good fit here?
Because I'm a great player.
Key player for this Vikings defense comes up with a takeaway. And Cousins' interception problems continue here.
Well, the old announcers jinx.
Indiana, we some Indiana moves. We some Indiana, we some Indiana moves. I'm an Indiana move.
We don't drink my street. We make the f***ing rules in town. No more talk. Just win. Let's go.
Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! Anthony Richardson.
What's up, y'all? This is Marcus Sniffles, Colts fan. What am I doing? Colts fan, NFL expert, and I'm not going to lie, I am feeling conflicted about a few things. And the main thing is Will Fries and how I feel about Chris Ballard. The last time we talked about this team, I said that if Chris Ballard let Will Fries walk out of the door, that I was going to obliterate him and say a lot of mean things about him. And now I'm not sure if I should say that. But before we get to that, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. We're getting a lot of followers, getting a lot of likes, getting a lot of views. So let's try to keep that trajectory going up, build a great community of Colts fans, sports fans, and all that good stuff. So I appreciate all the people that have liked the video and subscribed so far. But if you're a Colts fan and you know one, just share the video and all that good stuff. And I'd really appreciate that. So before we get to the Will Fries part of it, I kind of want to talk about the Daniel Jones aspect of this. And in the Colts group chat that I'm in, a lot of people were kind of upset about the signing of Daniel Jones. And the more I talked with them about it, because I was like, there weren't really a lot of great options out there when you consider like someone who's not super young. Like you want to find an experienced quarterback and a quarterback that could fit our system as far as like the RPO game. Gardner Minshew was an option, but I don't think anybody would have viewed him as real competition for Anthony. Sam Darnold would have cost too much money because he's not going anywhere to compete after the year he just had. Mason Rudolph, nobody thinks that guy is any good. That wouldn't have been viewed as a real threat to compete for the starting spot. And like I think Carson Wentz is still available. Like there wasn't really a lot of great options for backup quarterback. And the more we talked it out, the more I realized it wasn't the fact that they signed Daniel Jones to be the competition for Anthony. It's the fact that they paid him $14 million. Like, that's kind of a lot of money for a backup quarterback and for a quarterback that is pretty much unproven in this league outside of one decent season. So I predicted that the Colts would sign Daniel Jones because of the physical traits that he has, and they kind of match up with Anthony. But them paying him $14 million, I get it's a little bit of an overpay, but it's only for one season. And I mean, if Daniel Jones happens to beat out Anthony Richardson for one season, then I mean, we're screwed anyway, you know? Because we're going to be the team that extends and max out Daniel Jones and expects everything to go well. If that happens, I'll come back here and eat my words, but I'm willing to bet Daniel Jones does not do that. I'm willing to bet Daniel Jones is not the savior in Indianapolis or for any team. So I kind of get annoyed with the national media and the coverage that our team gets. It just seems like the only time they tend to talk about us is when it comes to AR as, you know, a quarterback and Daniel Jones coming in. And there's a lot of national voices that think that Daniel Jones is better than Anthony and can beat him out and is the better option. And I just don't think that people have been paying attention to this. Now, is that to say that Daniel Jones can't be the starter? I don't think so. I just think that Ballard and Steichen's job depends on Anthony winning the job. So I don't think Daniel Jones can win the starting job. It's only Anthony Richardson loses the starting job. Like, Anthony Richardson has to be so bad, so unprepared, so inaccurate that they cannot justify putting him on the field. If Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones are tied neck and neck in training camp or preseason or anything like that, they're going to give the job to Anthony Richardson. If Anthony Richardson looks like an average NFL quarterback and Daniel Jones looks slightly better, they're going to go with Anthony Richardson. The only reason I see Daniel Jones being the day one starter is if Anthony Richardson comes into camp like overweight, doesn't know the playbook, missing throws, inaccurate, just looks terrible. Like, we're talking comes in looking like Jamarcus Russell and playing like Jamarcus Russell. Then Anthony Richardson will lose his starting job. But Daniel Jones is not going to win the job. The job is for Anthony to lose. Like, it's his job. And if I'm what? Okay, so if I'm the Colts, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure Anthony Richardson is set up for the most success to perform to his best ability for this team, because my job depends on it. I cannot, as a GM or a head coach, spend a top 5 pick on a quarterback and that quarterback fail and I get another shot to find another one. The NFL does not work like that. You do not get multiple chances to find another quarterback, another franchise quarterback. You don't get to pick more than one. You might get to pick 2. And that's if the first one was a successful quarterback. So let's get to a few more of the signings. I like some of the running back and the depth piece at cornerback. Like, I love that Ballard is bringing in cornerbacks. I like the just to compete. Like, you would think drafting Tre'Davious Ward would be enough to solidify the cornerback room, but no, he got another kid from Green Bay that might be able to compete for playing time, whether it be, the 4th outside cornerback or a special teams player, but he is there to push that room and compete for playing time. So with Tre'Davious Ward, with Juju Brents, with Sam Womack, with Jalen Jones, with Kenny Moore, he's still bringing in guys. And I like that. I even though I thought the cornerback position was probably the most underappreciated skill or defensive group on our team last year, he's still looking at it as like, no, we are going to get better in that aspect. So I appreciate that he's doing that. Now, when it comes to this Will Fries thing, Will Fries and Ryan Kelly both went to the Minnesota Vikings. Will Fries got a pretty nice contract, obviously. Ryan Kelly, the same thing. I'm happy that they both, especially for Will Fries, because he was like a 7th round pick, developed here, and it was able to, and got injured and was still able to get, a shit ton of money. So that's good for him. But like I said, I was conflicted on how I would feel if we lost Will Fries. And if you would have told me that we lost Will Fries and we didn't improve the defense the way we have, I would have went scorched earth on Chris Ballard. But the fact that we were able to close a deal on a lockdown number 1 cornerback in free agency, we were able to close the deal on a number 1, no doubt, starting all-pro caliber safety, playmaking safety on the defense. I'm happy with that. I trust in the Colts offensive line coaching staff, like Tony Sperano. He's done a great job. Like, I feel like with, Danny Pinter, if he's the day 1 starter, I don't feel great about that. If Dalton Tucker is the day 1 starter, I don't feel great about that either. Although I think those guys can get better and improve, especially Dalton Tucker, because he was an undrafted rookie. So if those guys could be a little bit better and improve, and we bring in some depth pieces, we're essentially trading out our starting right guard for 2 starting defensive backs. We traded in a potential Pro Bowl right guard for a number 1 corner and a potential all-pro safety. And when I look back and think about it, I'm fine living with that trade. Like, if we would have lost Will Fries and spent that money on Kylan Granson, Julian Blackmon, and EJ Speed and Mo Alley Cox, I'd have been pissed. But the fact that he used that Will Fries money to go out and get impact players on our defense to start day one and to fit Lou's defensive scheme is impressive. And I know a lot of people like to crush Chris Ballard and give him shit. I know I've been one of those people that have done that before. I have to give him his props on this. He did a great job. Although I would have loved to keep Will Fries, I think that would have been I think that makes our team better. Improving that defense was a must. Like, our defense has been pretty bad under the Ballard era, and it's time that we improve that. So let me know in the comments what you think so far about free agency and, the potential of Daniel Jones supplanting Anthony Richardson as the Colts starter. And we'll be keeping you guys up to date on all the Colts news here. We drop on this channel, Colts content on this channel every Monday, 7 a.m. We will be here for you. So, peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.